Hello, hello, hello. This is the Switch 2. Means I recently purchased Final Fantasy because I got I have 4 and 6. So part of the reason I don't end up using this thing that much is make sure I'm looking the right way. Yeah, we're good. Part of the reason I don't end up using this thing that much is because most of the stuff that's on here that I'm interested in is available on PC, which means I could also play it on my phone a lot of times. With GeForce Now, different devices. I got the Legion. It's flexibility. There's also, achievements for whatever that's worth. Um, but the Switch 2, the thing is like there's two things about it that there's a couple of things about it. Sorry, I'm looking at the mic here. Um, so the Switch 2, you know how disappointing it is to get the Switch 2? I'm like, all right, man, I can't wait to see how this new menu is. And it's the same menu as the Switch. Um, that's nothing major. That's okay. That's a thing I can deal with. I'll accept it. But um it was when I got it, when I opened the box, because I hadn't really kept up with it. Um, I didn't know the triggers weren't going to be analog. So the fact that L2 and R2 or ZL, ZR are still digital buttons, really weird, because the big launch game was, of course, Mario Kart. Trying to get to my TikTok stream, my bad. Um, you got that, and it's just the fact that like it's just like the Switch, like it's bigger, it's got a better screen, which I do like, and let's make it three things. All right, so it's the fact that the two triggers are digital. That's weird. Like that was an issue to me with the Switch one. Fine. I'm using a controller that has digital or analog triggers. It doesn't pick it up like that. It only picks up as digital. So it's just on or off. Doesn't matter how hard you press it. This controller is covered in bug spray. Thing number two is the fact that it is a completely flat device. I was trying to explain to somebody the biggest thing with like the Steam Deck and all these other devices and the Switch is like the Switch is so the good thing about the Switch is that the Switch is small or thin. It's a thin profile. Um, the problem is that like if you're holding it for me, if I'm using it in handheld mode, like after a short while, my hands start to cramp up because it's like you're just not holding. There's nothing. There's no ergonomics on it. The way I put it is like you're trying to put your hands around and there's nothing to grip onto. Like you need some curves or something there. Um, it's just a flat device, so you're holding it like you've got the sticks and stuff, and they're on the edge anyway. So after a while, my hands just start hurting. We'll see by grips, which is an option, but that's a workaround. And I don't think there's any official ones. And the third thing is the battery life. Like for the device being smaller, dang, I'm gonna turn this into four things. Digital triggers, the fact that it's flat, um, the battery life is bad, and then the screen. So I got so used to the OLED screen on the Switch OLED. I'm assuming they're gonna release a new device. Why not at least start with an OLED? You're gonna make us use this other memory, whatever. Sure. No, there's no OLED screen on the Switch 2. Just back to a regular, I guess, LCD or whatever. It's a good quality screen, so I can't complain about it completely. But like, man, there's just certain corners where I'm like, could have done, could have done something else. I'm opening this up because I want to see what's in here. After the Diddy Kong Racing stuff last night, there's something new to play. What do you think it is? It could be anything. It's been forever since I loaded this up. There's Rayman, Donkey Kong 64. That's right. That's right. Sort by title. So you got Banjo Kazooie, Tooie, whatever. Uh, this no Diddy Kong Racing, but there's Mario Kart. Hey, what's up? Oh, since I think you missed the entire stream yesterday, so I had that short stream yesterday where like my monitor kept flickering on and off. I couldn't figure out what was going on. Um, so I was thinking outside of the box, like, what could it possibly be? And I was thinking, I was like, man, before I bought the device, I did see people making a complaint about the Razer Tartarus, the little handheld keyboard thing I have. The complaint was that you have to use Razer Synapse. And then I had flashbacks. I used to have a Razer keyboard, and the reason I got rid of it is because I didn't like Synapse. And I hear people say all the time, like, oh, it's whatever, it's just a small complaint. Like, no, no, no. Synapse will straight up like ruin other things. So I shut off Synapse yesterday. Like after I stopped the stream and I was sitting here like sat here for a couple hours trying to figure out what was going on, cut off the stream, shut off Synapse, hook everything back up again. No issues. I haven't had a single issue since I turned off Synapse. It doesn't make any sense because I'm not doing any like my keyboard. The little keyboard's not even hooked to the computer. But I guess just running that program just causes issues. But it used to before too. Like I'd be playing Skullgirls and all of a sudden my character gets stuck going to the right on a stick I've never had problems with. And it's like, oh, for some reason Synapse is trying to do something and maybe Windows is trying to do something else to block it. And it's like messing up the input reading. Like couldn't play it. Until again, I uninstalled Synapse and I haven't used Synapse in like 3 years. Now that I'm using Synapse again, look at that, there's random issues. Um yeah. I wanted to see if Diddy Kong Racing was in here. It's the only reason I opened this up. It is not. Okay, there's nothing in there. I'm gonna load up all the well, it's an easy fix, but it's an outside the box fix. There's a game called Action Henk, Henk on Steam. And it looks super cool. I never really played it. The reason I never played it is because it never worked for my computer. It was crash. I turned the game on, crash. You have people out there giving it really good reviews. Nothing new here. I'm like, what is up with this game? And there was one other person in the entire forum when that game came out that was like, man, something is wrong with this game. The developers had no clue what it was. Nobody in the community. People were like, oh, you must just have a bad computer. I'm like, no. At the time, I had a pretty high-end computer. Um, what it ended up being, I think the other guy might have figured it out. It was like, oh, if you have a fight stick plugged into your computer, it didn't matter any of the controller, but something about the way a fight stick registers, but maybe D-pad inputs or something like that, it would make the game crash. So the solution was just don't do that. Here we go, more games. This is Wario Land is in here. It's probably the top one. Fortified Zone is the top one from Jalico. This looks like what I'm not going to be doing. I'm not going to be using my Game Boy to listen to the soundtrack on a Game Boy game. There's Wario Land. Sword of Hope 2. Prince Theo. Yeah, it's a common thing. Or my thing that I hate the most now, which is on the same level, is when people are like, oh, it's what is it? It started with Saints Row 2. Saints Row 2 is the first time we're hearing this. But it's people that are like, oh, the game has bad optimization. When it's like, oh no, you're using an HP computer from like 2004 that has somehow been able to run games in like below minimum specs for all these years, and now this game you're trying to play the Oblivion remaster. It's like, oh, we'll work on my computer 15 years ago. It's like, this is not the same game or the same engine. It's not bad optimization. You just need better parts. But yeah. Really into fisting. I can't imagine what this is supposed to be. Alright, so there's something in here. Nothing Super Nintendo. We'll keep going. The thing that I feel like they completely abandoned is this Sega Genesis. There hasn't been anything for this in years. They added things to it, and then they just kind of dropped off. Yeah, there's nothing. There's no reason for them to add anything here either. Because well, I guess there is now. They had the that Sega collection. I think they took it offline though, so nothing here. Let's keep going through. Virtual Boy, I think, added some games. No, I'm not doing that. You're not telling me what to do. Screw you. Guess I will be playing Virtual Boy. I'm not gonna go out and buy that stupid plastic holder. They're charging like $100 for it. Are they crazy? Oh, I forgot this came out on here. Title. This is the wildest thing here. We're like, hey, we're releasing GameCube games only on the Switch 2 Virtual Console. Cool. One of the launch games, Soul Calibur 2, was like, you're doing what? Swinging for the fences with their first drop. Oh man, that was good. It was. I didn't believe it. It's like when I got it, that was the thing I was the most excited about. Like Cyberpunk, whatever. But man, releasing that was so crazy. Is that Game Boy? I don't think I looked at GBA. I don't know what's on GBA on here. Oh, there's something new to play. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, this is something I was excited for. Oh man, not Dr. Mario. I don't care for Dr. Mario. It's whatever, but Puzzle League, man. So nice to see. So my title. Get the first WarioWare here. We got Wario Land 1 and 4. That means I gotta fill in 2 and 3. So weird they have a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game on here. How odd. They got both Metroids. This is I could see myself getting into one of these two. Like as a next potential game to just accidentally play through. I have this game right here, Superstar Saga. The first time I was on an airplane, I was going from Tampa to Georgia. By myself. Never been on an airplane before. Never really been in an airport. I've been to airports to like have my dad drop off my mom, but I'm like 14, 15 years old. I'd say 15, 16. I don't know. I know I was in high school, but I had a friend who bought me he got his first job and he bought me he's wanted to go to Best Buy because we hung out all the time. And he bought me a Game Boy Advance SP. It's like, holy shit, blew my mind. And he's like, oh, you can get any game you want. I was like, any game? And he's like, oh, what about this? And he picked this out. He's like, oh, you want me to check this out? I was like, yeah, sure. So I got Superstar Saga from this guy, and like I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Traveling, it was summer break, and I'm going from Florida to up here, Tampa to Atlanta. And this getting the flight, thinking like, oh man, I'm gonna actually get to play a game on the plane. This is gonna be so cool. It's gonna make this flight go by like that. It's only like an hour long flight anyway, but still. So I hop on the plane, get in my seat with my like carry on stuff or whatever, open up the SP, start playing. This dude sits in the seat beside me. Again, I'm like 15, 16 years old, clearly in high school. I probably had a little bit of facial hair or whatever, but the dude sits down beside me, businessman. How about this businessman sits beside me and spends the entire flight humble bragging about all the places he's traveling to. He's like, yeah, I'm just doing a connecting flight. I'm actually headed up to New York. I'm going to fly over from there to Tokyo. I got to do this and this and this. This dude spent the entire time bragging. And that was my first flight experience. It's like, oh, this is what people talk about with hating certain things about planes. But anyway, this is cool. GBA. What else is there? Is this everything? There's an N64 mature. Let's go check that out. There shouldn't be anything in there. It's crazy. It was like my first flight was the guy that Jerry Seinfeld complained about. This is the saddest list. It's it's such an unnecessary thing. I understand that they probably had to do it for legal reasons. I don't think they wanted to change the rating on the N64 app, but the fact that there's only 5 games in here, because like there's probably only like I don't know, like 15 mature N64 games anyway. You got Nightmare Creatures like Mortal Kombat 4, the Duke Nukem games. Uh Per Darkseer though, that's cool. Did I open no NES? Crazy. How is the NES not in my most recently loaded things? It's well, I mean, they got so many N64 games. It's just that there's not that many mature rated N64 games anyway. So the fact that they had to separate it was just like, oh man, what are we doing? They do add stuff to the N64 every now and then, but I don't really know what I'd be looking for. I mean, for me, if they added any of the wrestling games, they could even be like, hey, we're gonna put in virtual pro wrestling. I'd be so happy. Oh, that's right. Well, the thing about my Switch backlog is like, I just don't use it. So like I'll get stuff on it, like, all right, this is gonna motivate me to use it. And it's stuff that I have on PC. Oh, funny. I was playing this last night. Um, Funny. Release date means release date, like when the game came out, not release date. Oh well. Yeah, I mean, so I have all these games. I got, let's go back here. I got Star Fox. I'm so scared of Stardew Valley. Final Fantasy I just picked up because why not? But I also just got that on PC, I think. There's a lot of stuff. Like I said, it's just a lot of overlap. Like I got these here. I know I have this at least on PC. Um, I had this a long time ago on PC, so I bought it here because why not? But yeah, it's most of the same stuff. And again, the idea is always like I'm gonna play stuff on here because it's I with certain genes that I have, I can actually slide the Switch in my pocket. I got to pull the Joy Cons off, put it in my other pocket, but it's flat enough for that. With the Legion, like I got to bring the whole case with me. It's a the whole ordeal. It's not as fun. Um, this is the only place that this will be because this game pisses me off so much. This game makes me so angry with how precise all the timing is. Um, Air Riders seems cool. I didn't get into it though. I was hoping that would be the game. I think honestly, the game that will probably fix this for me is Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Seems pretty cool. Air Riders is neat. I think I do like Air Riders more than Mario Kart. Mario Kart's just it's missing something. It's missing. I don't know what it is. It's missing something though. Dread I never finished, but Dread. What happens? I got to the third battle, the third room where you have to fight the little thingies, whatever they're called. Is it Emmys, the robot guardian guys? And I literally, I was like, I don't want to do this. It wasn't scary. It was just like, I hate this. I hate that entire mechanic. But I got to figure out what I want to play on here. Oh, Pocopia. Like, yeah, I mean, I got it because it was the launch game. It wasn't the launch game. It was the packing game. But if I could have gotten another packing game, like, hell yeah, for sure. Donkey Kong Bonanza, speaking of official Nintendo games, I was like, this is gonna be the game that gets me, and it did for a little bit, but I bounced right off of it too. Oh, I got there's a friend I have that he's finished Dread multiple times. Like I think he went straight through it, like not in one sitting, but like over the course of a week, like that's all he played. And he got into the entire like trying to speed run the game and stuff, and seemed like he really liked it. And it just didn't click like that for me. Um, Skate Story, which I just got on PC only because I was like, oh, I've used the Switch in forever, so I bought it on PC, but now I'm back over here because I tried to force myself to use this. Splatoon 3, I saw a YouTube essay about this. I didn't play Splatoon 1, wanted to. Played Splatoon 2. I feel like I played so much Splatoon 2. Love that game. The game was great. Um Splatoon 3, I got it because I really like the single player in Splatoon 2, like the multiplayers. I sucked at it, but I was still having fun. So Splatoon 3 comes out and I got it. And I don't know, something I couldn't get the controls to feel right or whatever, but the single player didn't really click with me, so I never finished that. And then the multiplayer, I was like even worse at. And my thought process was like, oh, well, everybody that played Splatoon that loves that game also played a ton of Splatoon 2. Love that game. So, and you know, when Splatoon 3 comes out, it's just going to be the game that all those people gravitate to. So all of a sudden they've got like 10 years of experience versus my like 2 years, and I dropped off after a while. Um, Somebody had this video essay. It's like maybe 45 minutes long, and it was this girl talking about how her sister used to love Splatoon 2 and how she used to always want to play it, and she just didn't seem to click with her. And she realized what it was that the levels in the game and the weapons and stuff, um, in Splatoon 2 and 1, what I like about the games is that it's the kind of game where like you can be really good at killing people, but you can contribute to your team by just covering the places in paint. Like you can just cover the area, you know, help out. Splatoon 3, there's something about the way it's structured or the maps are made where it forces combat a lot more. So all of a sudden, if you're not good at like fighting people like one on one or whatever, you're useless. Like you're completely useless to your team. Always be in last place, which is literally my experience. I thought about, I was like, yeah, you know what? Like I would have games where like I don't want to shoot anybody. I just want to go paint. I want to cover territory. Can't do that anymore. You have to play a lot more aggressive. Uh, anyway, got Outlaws only on here. This did I play this? I don't know if I played this on PC or here, but this is okay. What I played, I never got that far in it though. I finished the first chapter, I think. Um, this is where I have Terminator 2D. I think about this game every single day because man, this game was really cool. And we're getting to that last level, and you fight the T1000, and everything happens. You know, you get that whole thing, and then it goes to another level. And I was like, what is this? I want to do this. Oh hey, my mom just connected on TikTok. Hey there. Um, Virtua Fighter 5, which I bought on here because why not? Um, this was another game where I was like, yeah, this is gonna be the thing that gets me into using the Switch too, and like, it's I don't know, there's just something about it. Nothing's really clicked. Like all the games I end up playing, the most of is just old stuff. It's like I got the Switch too. It's like, all right, great. What am I gonna go play? Let's go play Battletoads. Literally. It's comfort, I guess. I don't know. But there's so much stuff that ends up being on Switch where if it's not a Nintendo exclusive, I can play it somewhere else and it works better. Like on PC, I feel like I can hop between so many different things and have so many different experiences, but there's something about the Switch where it always feels like, am I getting the most? Like, I spent money on this thing and it costs the same price. Sometimes it costs more than it does on PC. But I'll get it there, and all of a sudden I'm like, I could if I had this on PC, like let's just say let's say if I bought the Stalker games, you can play them on Switch too, because they have ports. But it's like all of a sudden you're missing buttons, like you don't have as many inputs. The graphics are cut down on like Call of Pripyat. You can't use any mods, so I'm just like I'm locked into this thing, and if that's what you want, cool. But if you want the freedom, if you know what the freedom is, it's hard to. It's really hard to use the Switch too. See that? I don't know about that. I don't know anything about the PS5. I had somebody at work ask me. He's like, how do I keep my PS5 from overheating?" And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, how do you make it? Do you stand it up or you do it lay down? I was like, I don't own a PS5. But yeah, like I don't even use mods, but the freedom of like, let's just say like if I wanted to get into Stardew Valley, I'd be like, oh man, maybe this time limit is stressing me out. I could go get a mod on PC to get rid of that. Like I don't have that option on Switch, but the game costs the same on both platforms. So if I have both options, like it's so hard to justify. And on top of that too, it's like if you don't have a PC, again, if you are okay with streaming, I feel like I'm the only person in the world that still goes with this, but I think I really do think that like GeForce Now and stuff, if you have a decent internet connection, those are really cool services. Can't mod them, but you know, it's really cool. Like for me, what it is like I want to play with all the video game layoffs recently, the Microsoft stuff. I want to play the Doom DLC. I don't want to necessarily go install Doom again, but I can literally just use GeForce Now and then like check out the game for a little bit, see if I want to play it again, see if I want to install it, maybe have it run better or not, and it's done in a second. I can do that on PC. I cannot do that on Switch. Other benefit of the Switch though is that the Switch does have like, you know, smaller file sizes. Even looking at this here, like, you know, this is Battletoads, whatever. Maybe this is not the best example. Tecmo Bowl's on here. If I wanted to, I could go mod Tecmo Bowl on my PC and just play Tecmo Bowl like that, you know, with the current roster. Yeah, there's so many things that you can do. Like it is cool again having the platform, like, you know, just being locked into an experience if that's what you're into, but like I don't know, once you get so used to the freedom of PC, it's really hard to go back. It's even harder because the Switch 2 is not a cheap console. And I think we both mentioned this. The reason I bought mine when I did is because I had a feeling that the price is going to jump up, which it did. So, or hasn't yet, but I think it's going to go up within the next few weeks or something. And like, I'm not spending $600 on the Switch 2. Are you crazy? Oh man. But I mean, I guess in a world where like, you know, the Steam Deck is going for almost $800 for the cheapest model, maybe that makes sense. There's so many times when especially at work for me, where like something goes wrong and I'm like, I think this, I don't know if this is a Windows issue or if is it something to do with the network? Is it like what is, a lot of times it's a Windows update nowadays, which I hate. Because they force all that stuff to you. And like, you used to have the freedom to like, skip them. But now if you skip them, they will literally like wait until like, oh, hey, you don't use the computer between like 2 and 3 a.m. We're going to auto update. Great. And all of a sudden, whatever it is just goes bad. Yeah. All those reporting tools are also like way worse than they used to be. The blue screen of death used to be so frustrating, but at least it had like an actual error code you could use, whereas now it's like, hey bro, sorry, something went wrong. We'll get right on that, homie. Like, that doesn't help me at all. And you go to the Windows, their forum reporting thing, and it's just some dude, some guy being like, yeah, well, I don't have any answers for you. And then it'll be somebody in the community that fixes the actual issue. It's so stupid. Technology. The way that all these things nowadays wait until your computer's inactive drives me crazy. Like I had to format my phone because it does the same thing where it's like, oh hey, it looks like you don't use your phone within these hours. But phones in particular, especially Androids, don't realize like, oh, we don't, what is it? They detect enough space to install whatever update it is. Like, oh hey, you need like 2.3 gigs free to install this update. Cool. What they don't do is they don't also make sure they have enough space to extract the files. So you'll have 2.3 gigs free and it's like, hey, you don't have enough space free. All of a sudden it hits there, you go to sleep, installs, wake up. Your phone's got a weird, like it's whatever that weird screen is with like the BIOS and stuff on it. And you have to like literally format your computer or your phone or whatever because it can't install the update that it downloaded that it got halfway through processing. Phones, man. Back in my day, we didn't really have rotary phones. We could have. I had a friend who had a rotary phone. Got him. It only happened to me with the phone I have now, which is it's messed up because it's like you're like, oh, you must have like a bad Android. I'm like, I don't know, I got a Galaxy A24. Like it's not the best of the best, but it's pretty high up there. And I don't like high end phones for that reason because when something goes wrong, I'm like, oh, I might as well just got a regular phone. What is that on my face? He's already embraced the fact that I'm going to die. Let's see, he's like eating bubblegum. Really. All right. Where is it? Where is it? That's not what I need. Oh wait, hold on. What? Dadgummit. Oh, whatever. I thought the emulator had the ability to roll things back. I guess not. Unrelated, went to go see that new Evil Dead, which I hadn't seen the trailer for, but that movie is incredible. Holy smokes! Like, it's been a minute since I've been in the movie theater or a theater where everybody in the you can hear the people like literally gasp. The last movie I saw it with was Weapons. Um, when I went to go see Weapons in the theater, there was a moment in the movie where like, um, it's a car scene. Somebody's in a car and then something happens, and in the theater I was in, like all of a sudden everyone's like, you could hear the tension. It was so good. Evil Dead has a lot of that. Oops. I didn't see the last one, didn't see Rise, but Evil Dead Burn, which I knew the subtitle because you know I was getting the movie ticket. Um, it's it's a very accurate title. I was like, oh, why is this called Burn? And all of a sudden stuff starts burning. I was like, oh, that would make sense. I got my free guy. It might be hard to believe, but Evil Dead is actually better than Young Washington. Oh man, I'm still thinking about Young Washington. The fact that like when that movie ends, there's a like, hey, there's a make sure you stay tuned to the end of the movie for a special feature, and it has like a countdown when the movie ends. Like, hey, the special feature is coming up soon, and you watch it, and Kelsey Grammer comes on the screen, and it's like, with the power of you can scan this QR code, and we can make this the #1 movie in America for the 4th of July weekend. And I'm just like, this is awful. You can donate movie tickets to people that can't go see the movie. It's the worst. Oh my gosh. Ah. Whoa, what? Say what? I gotta start the level all the way over. Turbo Tunnel. This is the level that everybody remembers, but this is not the hardest level in the game from what I remember. I've never been able to finish that game. But yeah, man, Switch 2. What do you use the Switch 2 for? Well, I spent $500 on my Switch 2 to play Battletoads. What about you, man? There actually, let me close this and like there's some stuff that's here. Like Star Fox does look really good. I need to finish it. The reason I didn't finish it is because I know how Star Fox is, and I know I need to do multiple runs, and I don't want to do that. So just kind of started the game up, got near the end, and then tapped out. Um, of the first run. But yeah, like some of the things that run on here are really cool. Like just having them on the go, like on this device in particular. Cyberpunk to me is one of those games. Just like, man, I can't believe this is even possible. That's so cool, and it also runs off the cartridge. Like that's so neat. I do think Donkey Kong Bonanza is a really cool game. Strange. I'm scrolling here because I'm missing something. I'm missing Zelda. Did you get the performance boost on those? Let's see. This actually might run better on here. I was at work and I bought this because somebody had mentioned, maybe doing a fighting game tournament at work because I have all these things. Hey girl, can I react? I can't react. I can report. I can report you. I'm gonna report you to the police for having your hair is too good. What's up, fam? Um, but yeah, somebody had mentioned maybe trying to play this in like a fighting game tournament at my job. I have it on PC and I tried playing it on the Legion, but it doesn't work well. So I've been hoping that this one works a little better. Let's see. World stage. Continue. Oh, I guess I did play this for a little bit. I was playing as Pi. Uh, that's weird. Okay, whatever. Let's go back to Knuckleheads. I don't know anything about Pi. There's so many characters in this virtual fighter that I just never touched. Yeah, this looks really good. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. That's all it takes. All it takes is this already looks and feels better than the PC version does on my Legion. Nice. Oh, come on. Come on. Like, I was pretty much dead. There's a lot of weird games also that I don't know, like, where I have them at. Like, I got, Dragon Ball Sparking. I believe that's on PC, but I have, like, Xenoverse 2 on here. I got Xenoverse 1 on PC, so trying to keep all this stuff straight. This is also why I end up, like, kind of buying a lot of the same stuff. Yeah. I remember thinking that was one of the weirdest looking moves. Oh. Make Akira's shoulder tackle. I completed the challenge. Here comes another challenger. He's another character I'd love to learn how to play as one day. Like when I was playing Virtua Fighter 1 back in the day, he seemed so cool. Just because he was like this. Oh, look, now he's showing off. Look at that. He looks so much cooler in his like old or his young man form. It's gotta be something. Quarter my life down. Hopefully. 6th, 5th Dan? Where am I? Or 7th Kyu? 7th Caillou. I think I mentioned this before, but I got Virtual Fighter 4 back when it came out. Um, I liked Virtual Fighter 2, 1 and 2. Didn't play 3 much. I did not like 3. When I remember, I rented it a couple times, but didn't care for it because it was a forced tag game. So I got Virtual Fighter 4 and was having so much fun with it. Like I thought the game was so cool. So hoping my friends that were into fighting games would play it with me. I was living in Florida at the time, so I came up here on vacation, brought my PS2 with me, brought Virtual Fighter. I got them into DOA, DOA 2 specifically, and they got super into it. They bought the PS2 multi-tap and everything. Um, when I showed them Virtual Fighter, they're like, "What do you like about this game?" I was like, "I mean, it feels more like actual like martial arts. Like it doesn't feel like you're not shooting fireballs. Everybody's just a normal dude or whatever." Um, and their complaint was they're like, "The women aren't hot enough." I was like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "They're all too muscly. Like they all look like they could kick my ass." Like, yeah, these people in these games look like actual people. Like they don't, have the crazy physiques of like dead or alive women or anything. That was why they wouldn't play it with me. That was one of the first times I remember getting a game where I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna play this with a bunch of people." It was that. The other one I got was Time Splitters 2. Where I had saved up money to get Time Splitters 2 because I thought it would be a really cool 4-player game on GameCube, and none of my friends would touch it. I mean, this is like 2003, 2004. I had Tekken 4 also. Tekken 4 was another game that like they didn't really seem to care for. The complaint some people have with Virtual Fighter and how like they're making the new one. The worry that people have is that these are just people. So when you look at like esports, you look at a game like Tekken or Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, whatever, whatever is big in like the fighting game tournaments, they all have some sort of like visual flair. This looks like just martial arts. Um, like this, she would be replaced with Nina, and like Nina is dressed like she's got like her bride outfit or whatever. It's like it's a torn gown. She's got like a pistol on her hip and all this other stuff. A lot of design things going on. Look at Pi over there. That's just this is like a normal lady in whatever that gear is. So much to look at visually. Speaking of that, speaking of other fighting games and like esport credibility, so my problem that I've always had with Soul Calibur, is kind of on the same topic, is that I think Soul Calibur is a really cool game. I enjoy Soul Calibur. I enjoy playing it, but I think it is like awful to look at. Like I think it's the kind of game that when you see people playing at like a high level, it doesn't necessarily feel like they're doing that much better. When you see somebody playing like Street Fighter and pulling out some crazy parry and like Third Strike or some crazy combo like Marvel or whatever, it's like, man, how do I do that? How do I learn that? When you look at Soul Calibur, it looks like two people just kind of like circling around and just mashing buttons. It's not what they're doing, but looking at from like a beginner to like an upper level, it's hard to tell visually. Let's go to the menu of the world stage. What's this? It's in the tournament structure. Every time they do a tournament in a game like this, they need to have a losers bracket. Needs to happen, man. Like that.
Round two. Ready, go!
Oh, I hit block, but I hit it too late.
Knockout. Round 3. Ready, go. Knockout.
今日は私の勝ちね。
Link's 182. Oh, it's so stupid. Blinks 182. I love the fact that they have stupid names like that too. Like names that feel like you shouldn't be able to call your character that.
Round 1.
Hang on.
Ready, go.
Hang on. See, this controller is not that expensive. It's like $50.
夢ならばどれほど良かったでしょう。未だにあなたのことを夢に見る。忘れたものを取りに帰るように、古びた思い出の誇りを払う。戻らない幸せがあることを最後にあなたが教えてくれた。言えずに隠してた暗い過去も、あなたがいなきゃ永遠に暗いまま。きっともうこれ以上傷つくことなどありはしないと分かっている。あの日の悲しみさえ、あの日の苦しみさえ、その全てを
ちゅめてちゅめてとびきり以外嫌だ嫌だの名のふすべて夢でものすごく深い一人でか響くクラブ奏でメロディーなんだ理由なんてないわちゃちゃちゃちゃちゃのお茶の間に投げてほらいたずら中もうちょっとできるのキョトしちゃうしジャンピングでよなみなみ注いで愛なのよ愛のちゅめてとびきりSelect game. Select a genre.
あの日の悲しみ
Select
さ
song.
え、あの日の苦しみさえ、その全てを愛してたのだと
Select mode.
胸に残り離れない
Let's groove.
夢ならばどれほど良かったでしょう。未だにあなたのことを夢に見る。忘れたものを取りに帰るように、古びた思い出の誇りを払う。戻らない幸せがあることを最後にあなたが教えてくれた。言えずに隠してた暗い過去も、あなたがいなきゃ永遠に暗いまま。きっともうこれ以上傷つくことなどありはしないと分かっている。あの日の悲しみ
Cleared. New record. Next song. Select song.
あの日の苦しみさえその全てを愛してたあなたと共に胸に残り離れない苦いはものに雨が降り止むまでは帰れない切り分けた果実の片方のように今でもあなたは
詰めて詰めてとびきり君に伝えたいことが君に届けたいことがたくさんの電話線になって遠く彼方へと響く君に伝えたいことが君に届けたいことがいくつもの線は円になって全てつなげてくどこにだ
あの日の
詰めてなぜ隠して君に伝えたいことが君に届けたいことがたくさんの
Select mode.
線になって遠く彼方へと響く君に伝えたいことが君に届けたいことがいくつもの線は円になって全てつなげて
Let's groove.
形のない気持ち忘れないように決まりていたレイアウトを消した一口ずさんだフレーズを捕まえて胸に秘めた言葉のせ空に飛び放つの君に伝えたいことが君に届け
Cleared. New record. Next song. Select song. Select a genre. Select song. Select a genre. Select song. Select a genre. Select song. Select a genre.
あの日の
Select song. Select a genre. Select song. Select a genre. Select song. Select a genre. Select song. Select mode. Let's groove. Yep.